Hurley from these two. See if one or the other can take advantage in those areas. And you see Pepperdine handling that first serve, running that through the middle, get a quick side out, and get the score tied here 1-1 early in set one.
That's James Eady going to work, the redshirt junior from Newport Beach, California. And now Jose Gomez, the redshirt freshman from Cuba, serves it away for the Waves. Set up on the outside, a quick strike there from Jonathan Matthews, but he punches it out. And it's a 3-1 advantage for Pepperdine.
Yeah, just wide, trying to go down the line with that one. Hits it out a little bit, but
check that, 2-1 advantage for Pepperdine as Gomez goes back again. It's been great from the service line this year, 25 aces. Fed digs it out, pops it high up, and a roll for Rogers. Right back to Fed, a screaming shot that lands down, and Isaiah Fed's on the board.
Yeah, nice swing there by Fed. Kind of a scramble play there, gets a out of system set from the opposite Keaton Long, but cuts that inside the block. Jacob Riley unable to handle it. Fed with a nice swing and a side out there for Fort Valley State.
That's now 328 kills in the season for Fed as this one is pushed out of bounds. Eady had a quick point early in this first set. He goes back to serve now. All-conference honorable mention team lofts one over. Rogers, the setup, and by the touch. Pop tie to the outside. Here's Ryan Barnett. And Keaton Long up front gives it to Rogers, who tries to pounce, and eventually it lands out of bounds, and Fort Valley State evens things up. Rogers not afraid to go back and swing that thing too if he needs.
Yeah, interesting thing you see there. Rogers in the back row. So a lot of times with setters, they get a ball that's kind of up at the net and they're in the front row, they'll take a swing. Rogers hits that ball from the back row, but cracks it. Pepperdine unable to handle it there.
Rogers used to playing the opposite, so there's experience there in addition to setting. Rogers almost 100 kills on the year and 600 assists now, so he has the experience on both ends. Cole Harkey ready to go on the service line. And a couple of service errors for the Pepperdine Waves service line. Paves the way for Muhammad Mbai to serve it. Quick pass and a faster touch. That's Noe Mate, the freshman from Switzerland. There's just weapons all across this Pepperdine front line.
Yeah, and handling it well. You get a float serve there. Not much trouble for Pepperdine in serve receive. Mate, easy to run. Good shot one-on-one. So Pepperdine going to look to really keep the advantage on that end. And there you see they get Fort Valley a little bit out of sorts. Fort Valley really going to take advantage here if they can keep Pepperdine from going on runs, getting in rhythm from the service line. That's going to help a lot. Pepperdine's got 4 guys that can really get after it on those jump serves, so they're going to make some errors. You're going to see that in this, but if they can be consistently in, Fort Valley's going to have to do a really good job of siding out and not letting them find rhythm, especially on those jump tops.
And it's the Pepperdine team that has 463 service errors on the season, but then they come around and do that right after mistakes.
Yeah, establishing that offense through the middle. We talked about it. They're big weapons, and Harkey and Barnett, but I like their Pullman's going right back to the middle again. Mate with his second first ball side out through these 3 rotations. So good job by Pepperdine to keep that distribution early, finding some rhythm in all zones of the offense.
This one rolls to the net. That's the 4th service error for Pepperdine. So 6 Fort Valley State points have been freebies. Here's the coach matchup here today. There's Larry Rather, used to the Indiana landscape, was a player at Ball State for a couple of years, and now has been a star head coach at Fort Valley State. Just won his 3rd Coach of the Year honors in the conference. And then Pepperdine's head coach Jonathan Winder, his 4th season, and was named Conference Coach of the Year last year. So these are 2 high-profile coaches that know how to make adjustments and play in high-energy moments.
Yeah, 2 guys who had great college careers. Coach Winder certainly is an All-American, national champion, played with the national team for a long time, but has these Pepperdine Waves back going, and You've seen it on the season here. Just they've been as good as almost anybody. They certainly have the best win of the year against UCLA. So these guys really itching to get back after that early exit in the MPSF tournament.
Well, Fort Valley State 1 point away from tying things up here in set one. Pepperdine goes to the star with Cole Hartke smacking it down.
And Hartke hitting on the left side there.
Brings up Jose Gomez to serve it away. Conference Freshman of the Year. Fifth service error.
Yeah, just having some trouble finding some rhythm for Pepperdine early from the service line. Coach Winder talked about that. You know, they've got some guys who can really get after it, but they've got to establish it in the court as well. And just too many errors from those guys, and they'll want to be cleaning that up as this match goes along.
Right back to the outside, and Hartke delivers another strike home. Cole Hartke, 2 swings, 2 kills.
Such great control. I mean, Hartke finding some rhythm and just cuts that thing right inside and over the block. Really hard ball to do anything with as a defender on that angle, and as he's done most of the season, finds a quick kill for Pepperdine.
Quick touch over, and Pepperdine takes a 3-point lead here in set one. And 3 defenders there waiting for Fed at the net. That's now 6 service errors on Pepperdine. They have 7 kills and hitting .750, but the reason this is 11-9 is that service line. And you mentioned it, Coach Winder mentioned it. We're going to lose some, we'll win a lot on the service line. You take what you get, but you learn from it and you go. And Fed digs this one out. Right back to the outside. Barnett doesn't miss this time. Ryan Barnett slaps down the kill.
Yeah, Barnett goes right back at him there. That second swing, Fed just unable to handle. He's right there in the seam, but good job by Barnett to stay with it. Hits the same shot that he likes and gets the kill on that second chance for the Waves.
Hartke on the service line. And a service ace for Pepperdine Waves. And a timeout for Coach Rather and Fort Valley State here. 13-9, Pepperdine's in front of Fort Valley State for this first regional matchup of the NCAA tournament this weekend in Noblesville, Indiana. Here's Hartke. A free ball for Pepperdine, and they do not miss those. Polamaz with the destroy.
We're seeing Hartke getting going from the service line here. A couple opportunities. Pepperdine in some need of that, certainly up by 5, but have been a little inconsistent from the service line, so they can get one of their heavy hitters going. That'll go a long ways for them. And right on cue, I talked him into an error there, so give me that one.
Snaps a 3-0 scoring run for the Waves after that timeout from Fort Valley State. Right back to Barnett, who strikes. Barnett with 2 kills early on.
A good swing there, gets a little seam in the block, finds it, and he uses the edges, but Barnett just incredibly fast arm motion, gets through that thing, hits a heavy ball, but really does a nice job finding the edges of the block, does it again there, and what a dig by Barnett on that one.
And then the offense responds to Martin with a rip home for Fort Valley State. His first kill and his first swing of the night. Outside, right down the line. There's Jose Gomez planting one home. Gomez, 165 kills in his freshman season. Conference Freshman of the Year, and only freshman in the country in the top 10 at hitting percentage, and he just showed it why there.
Yeah, got a nice look down the line. Looked like the block was kind of staying in there on the middle and had a free shot. put it away. Really nice job by Pepperdine to continue to side out quick, not allow Fort Valley State to get into any type of rhythm from the service line.
There's Jonathan Matthews with the kill. And now
swing.
Matthews to serve.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Matthews just limited usage on the season, but in here in the starting lineup for Fort Valley State tonight, gets a good swing, good kill on that one.
Outside to Hartke. Defense holds, and Fed lines one up, but sends it too far. If Fort Valley State can get Fed involved like that in system, more often than not, he's going to deliver.
Yeah, he's been a little limited here. They've done a nice job spreading it around. They honestly, offensively, haven't had a ton of opportunity just because of the missed serves from Pepperdine, and then Pepperdine's been siding out when they've been in receive. So I'm sure that Fort Valley would like to get Fed going a little bit more offensively to find some rhythm in this first set.
They call it a Fort Valley State fight here to Noblesville. And you can see it right there clearly out. Pepperdine wins the challenge. It takes the 18-12 lead. And a block up front. Hello, Fort Valley State's front line. It's Tavian Martin leading the charge.
Got Martin and Rogers there together, but I think Martin got most of that one. Nice job there. Gomez trying to sneak that one inside the block of Martin, but good job to get across and get the stuff for Fort Valley.
And then Martin sends it to the net for a service error. Seen 10 of those so far, 3 by Fort Valley State, 7 by Pepperdine. All about settling into new environments. Both of these teams have obviously never played in this gym. There's the pop-up for Barnett. Twirls it down, dug out by Long. Fed has to adjust, sends it down the line, but sprays it out. Last 2 times Fed has touched, it's been out of system, and he's had to just try and do something with it.
Yeah, that's just some miscommunication, or maybe not enough communication there. Fed tries to get it on the triple block. A good tip there from Pepperdine to kind of get them out of system, and then Rogers sets it to him on the left. Fed's not there, and it's a little miscommunication on that, and results in an error.
Muhammad Mbai with the tool of the block.
Good swing there by Mbai, and Edie thought he just missed that, just missed it there. Almost got the stuff block, but just on the Pepperdine side for a Fort Valley point.
Logan Rogers served it away. Pepperdine goes back to Barnett, one of their best swings, and he delivers again. Ryan Barnett, 3 kills, 6 swings, no errors.
Yeah, good rhythm there. A little tight set on that one, but Barnett gets there and cuts it just inside the block again, and Fed unable to handle that. That's a hard ball to dig on a sharp inside cross. Barnett continuing to stay hot here in the first set.
Aiden Toon, the redshirt junior from Honolulu, Hawaii, serves it. Fed with a rip home, and that's the conference play of the year Isaiah Fed we're used to seeing.
Yeah, good swing there, hitting on the right there in row 1, and it's a really nice job getting up, even against Hartke blocking out there, but just gives him a sliver, and Fed with a really nice shot down the line for Fort Valley.
In the conference tournament, he had 33 kills in 2 matches. That garnered him National Player of the Week honors. And now Fed has to watch one go right by because of Jose Gomez screaming through the middle.
Great run again. Pepperdine handling that serve pressure from Fort Valley. You get Gomez on that pick behind. Big gap in the block there, and he crushes it for Pepperdine.
So it looks like there's a challenge for a potential violation.
I would assume it's a back row attack violation. Thinks that maybe he was on foot, was on the 10.
That's what it sounds like, yeah, back row violation. Pretty quick review, man. It's a Pepperdine point. So Pepperdine has been the beneficiary of both challenges today. And now the Waves pulling away a little bit, 22-15 in set 1. 23-6 overall this year, just 1 conference loss. Pop up. Quick pass, Gomez again. It's blocked around and out. They're turning to Gomez here the last couple of points he's delivered. 4 kills on 6 touches.
Yeah, really nice job again on the Bic there from Pepperdine. That time Fort Valley kind of on it, but just not able to control that touch off the block. And Gomez gets another swing, or another kill in as many swings for the Waves.
Tips the video board, still playable. And Hartke rips it down. Set point for Pepperdine.
Pulamaz there does a nice job. They put that thing up to him, setter's front row, and gets in that setting motion like he might attack, holds the blocker in, frees up Hartke on that D ball behind, and as he does often, gets the kill and gives a Wave set point here in the first set.
A 3-0 run for Pepperdine comes to an end on the service line there, the 8th error of the set. Offensively, though, Pepperdine hitting .619, 15 kills on 21 attacks. Fort Valley State, 6 kills on 15 attacks, hitting .133. Loft over, and Hartke ends set 1. The team's leading attacker, 5 kills in set 1, and Pepperdine takes a set 1 lead.
Good in that first set.
Fort Valley State set to get us underway here in set 2, and it's an error from Jonathan Matthews. Quick snap there from Martin. Pepperdine defends it. Quick pass back, and Martin again there to strike.
Yeah, nice job. That's the second or third time Martin's taking care of some overpasses on some scrap plays for Fort Valley. Does it again there and gets a side out.
And Martin able to sneak one in on the service line. First team all-conference member as a senior this year, the Chandler, Arizona native. Getting it done to give Fort Valley State the 2-1 lead here in set 2. A back row attack, Ryan Barnett with a screamer.
And a nice job, and there you see Pepperdine handling that one after the miscommunication on the serve before, but they're doing a nice job getting a good spread. That time they run the middle right up the gut and then offset that Bic into the gap, and it's so hard to defend that. You're defending 4 attackers in 4 different spots on the court, so really nice job again by Pepperdine to spread it out and get everybody involved in this offense.
Another block of the defensive end started to come through as well. Gomez to serve, and it's an ace. So Pepperdine has now reeled in 2 aces on the night. Gomez was on the Cuban national team at 3 different levels, and in his freshman season with Pepperdine has been excellent. On the service line again there as Matthews punches it out. So now you're starting to see the Pepperdine team of what they've done this year. The service line, they're starting to settle in there, and then offensively they're just continuing that dominance.
Yeah, good pressure from Gomez there. Matthews, a good swing, hits on that D ball down the line, just hits it a little long. I don't hate that swing. You're going to make an error. It's a good error, but yeah, Pepperdine putting some good pressure on there, but Fort Valley responds there. So Gomez gets him off the net a little bit. Fort Valley kind of resets, handles that, able to run down the middle. Nembai gets a quick kill and a much-needed side out for Fort Valley here in set 2.
That snaps a 4-0 run for Pepperdine. And it puts Logan Rogers on the service line where he knocks down an ace. Logan Rogers has 36 aces on this season.
Hits that serve in there from zone 1 and kind of cuts it across the court back to the opposite zone 1. And Gomez just unable to pick that up. And
the conference freshman of the year has back-to-back aces.
And again, this time instead of cutting it across, he still hits with a little bit of cut, but going deep there in between Gomez and Riley. And a little miscommunication for Valley's tied it back up here at 5 in set 2.
And now they're doing it on the service line with aces, and this time it's an error. Rogers sets it up, and a rip home from Isaiah Fed. If they can feed him more like that, Fort Valley State's in good shape.
They'd like to get him the ball again. I'd like to see them find him in some more rhythm here in set 2, but man, he's got this big, long draw, but it's so fast. He gets on the ball so quick, and you see it again there. Beats the block of Hartke.
And Barnett does the same thing. A cannon.
Side out. Yeah, again, they've been able to handle it and be in system a pretty good amount. Matt there in the gap. Fort Valley blockers staying in on him on that middle, and they're able to set Barnett right over the top, hitting almost unblocked. Buries that thing for the Waves and gets them a quick side out.
And that one's off Rogers. So Pepperdine climbs ahead by 2. Rogers trying to get the explanation of why the call was the call.
Yeah, that's a missed call there. I don't know that he was over. Maybe he was, but I thought that they called it. Pepperdine touched it on the back row. He didn't hit the net, but
well, that's how you pick up a service ace, Cole Hartke. 2 on the day. He's up to 46 aces on the season.
And Hartke, one of those guys for Coach Winder that he likes to allow to rip it from back there at the service line.
Goes a different route this time. Fort Valley State's ready for it. Goes outside to Jonathan Matthews, but Pepperdine's front line picks up its second block, and it's now 4 straight Pepperdine points after we were just tied 6-6.
And how about Hartke with that off speed there? Gets a little touch, a little net clip, but Pulamaz and Mate all over that thing. Send it back and keep Hartke at the service line.
That's exactly who you want at the line. 2 aces, 5 kills on 6 swings. Hartke is doing damage all across the board. Rogers, an off-balance swing there from Jeremy Jacob Gray. An in-system swing from Hartke, and it's in. The nation's leader in kills per set with 4.29 has 6 in this one. Hard launch, and this one's out.
Just long, but a good run there by Hartke. They're starting to put some things together from the service line. Pepperdine certainly been a little better in this set than they were in set 1, so the good things going for the Waves.
And a fast punch over from Pulamaz. The junior center from Serbia, all-conference second-team member, had plenty of room.
Got a little touch over there. Sometimes that little off speed, just that kind of easy dump over works just as well as trying to smash one down, find some space, knows the block kind of releases, and easy point for Pepperdine.
Keaton Long, the graduate student from Plano, Texas, on the service line. He's had Arkansas Club Volleyball before that with Lewis, and now Fort Valley State's been his home this year. Outside Gomez, rejected, but it's out. And Pepperdine pulls ahead by 5. Pepperdine's just staying patient on the front block.
Yeah, they've done a nice job, and Fort Valley's going to been in some good space on some of these, but the lefts for Pepperdine, with Gomez and Barnett, they do such a good job of when there's space, they're going to hammer it, but they can hit all the shots. They can use the block. You see it there. Gomez hits high and hard. Finds a way to get a point. Gets that tool deep off the other side of the court.
There's Keaton Long with a point. Score 13-9. Cleared up that confusion.
Coach Windard was a little confused there. Had a good look at it right by the line, but video replay shows in, so Fort Valley gets the point.
And Gomez responds, but the dig out gives Fed a chance to roll one in and scores. Isaiah Fed, the curl home.
A nice job there by Barnes and Jacob Gray, who's come into the match to run that thing down, but Fed stays with it. Takes a swing at it even though it's off speed, and just some miscommunication from Pepperdine, and Fort Valley gets the point.
And Pepperdine responds there with Gomez.
Nice little off-speed cut shot down the line. Kind of looks like he's going to come in and attack cross court, and sneaks that one in. Long and unable to handle it there, and right back, and Pepperdine gets another side out.
Polomaz serves it away. Front line holds for the Waves. And then the quick dump by Rogers. Nifty move for Fort Valley State.
Good look there. I like that. Rogers with the mix, kind of getting Pepperdine caught looking there on that second touch over, and nifty play there.
Pepperdine trying to win the race to 15, so they go to Hartkey, and the defense unable to keep it in play. Pepperdine won set one, and they're off to a 15-11 set two lead here in the NCAA Regionals. First game of this Noblesville, Indiana Regional, and Ball State's the host team for the first time in the NCAA tournament since 1992. Into the net, that's a Pepperdine point. And with the 12-team expanded tournament field, Tucker, you get more at-large teams, obviously. You get the conference winners, you get the auto bids, but you get different spots that get to host regionals as well. Muncie, Indiana wasn't able to be the host site because of commencement on campus, so they move it down here to Noblesville, 45-minute drive south from Muncie. And then the other host sites are either out west or in Hawaii.
Right, and you know, it's been a long time coming with this type of expansion. A long time ago, back when Coach Winder and Coach Rather were playing, you had 4 teams, and you only had 3 conferences. You had the East Coast, Midwest, and West Coast, and then you had 1 at large. And so you pretty much had to win your conference tournament. Most of the time, that at large was probably going to be somebody out west, unless something crazy happened. So, you know, the expansion of this tournament is such a big deal. You know, boys volleyball at the youth level, club level, high school level is blowing up. It's growing all across the country, and you're seeing programs at it at the collegiate level, from NAIA to D3 and then D2 and D1. So it was much needed, and certainly gives some great opportunities for some of these teams like a Pepperdine, who was one of the best 4 or 5 teams in the country all year, to get in at large bid and to be in this tournament, even though they didn't win their conference tournament. So it's a huge deal for men's volleyball. It's a great event, and certainly Ball State excited they can host it here, even though they can't be on campus.
Rogers sprayed it out there, but Coach Rather's going to challenge it on a touch, potentially up front from Pepperdine. And you said it earlier, Pepperdine, probably the best win in the country, only team to beat number 1 UCLA, and that's obviously their only conference loss of the year as well. 1-1, lost 1. Both teams finished 13-1. Co-championship on the regular season side of things for this Waves team. Coaches decided tournament, UCLA gets the 1 seed, Pepperdine the 2. UCLA ends up winning the conference tournament, but the expansion of this tournament easily gives Pepperdine that runway to get in as the 5th team in RPI, 5th team as well in the coaches pool. Yeah,
and I mean that's what we said. And in previous years when you're only getting 4 in, Pepperdine probably would have been one of those guys in the mix for that at large. So it looks like Pepperdine just in the net there on the block. So good challenge there. Coach Rather 2 for 3, and
now Rogers, who was on the offensive side of that last play. Jumps to the service line. Freshman of the year in the conference, second team all conference as well. Let's it rip. The dig out. A set up for Barnett. Fort Valley State just trying to keep it going. They do. And it leads to Harmon tapping it back. Hardkey splashes it over. Toon sets it up. A twirl from Long. One of the longest rallies of the night. A pancake there from Rogers, but pops it out of bounds, and Pepperdine wins it to take it a 19-12 lead here in set 2.
Yeah, Fort Valley just with a couple opportunities there. They're probably going to want back. Just a little bit of miscommunication on a couple of those balls, but credit to Pepperdine kind of staying with it. Finding a way to side out there and getting the point back to serve side for the Waves.
Dig out from Jeremy Jacob Gray. And it's into the seats.
It's kind of a mishandle there from Rogers.
Rogers to Fed. Lets it loose down the line.
And again there, Fed, that matchup against Hardkey. Beats him again. He just is so fast through his swing. Just gets it past the block, and Pepperdine defense there just unable to dig that.
Fed serves it. Pepperdine able to keep it rolling. Barnett waits for it at the net. Long taps it, and it's a Fort Valley State point. The athleticism on full display by both of these teams, and it still goes. The defense winning this rally, but Hardkey trying it on the offensive side. Long's rejected, but twirled backwards. Rogers gives Jacob Gray a chance, and he delivers it home. The magnificent defense turns to offense, and Fort Valley State's 5 away from tying it here in the second set. They just keep hanging around.
And Fort Valley there might have got away with a kind of a 2 contacts there, but you see Coach Winder on the Pepperdine side just getting after his guys. Like, you got to stay in it. You can't be telling the official to make a call and then being late on the block and giving them a chance to score. So he's less concerned about challenging the play and more concerned about what his guys are doing there on the court. So I like the fire there, getting after his guys, and Pepperdine responds there, gets the side out, and going back to the service line.
And they've really cleaned up the service line since that first set. Fed tries to sling it over and sends it too far out.
Again, we've just not seen Fed in a lot of rhythm for Fort Valley tonight. It's been a lot of out-of-system balls, kind of scrap balls, except for those swings he's been taking in row 1 on the right side, and he's had some success there, but we really haven't called his name as much as you normally would for the, so just really, and I'm sure Coach Rather's, begging Logan Rogers to get him the ball more when he's in the front row on the left, get him up on the bick here when they're in rhythm, but they've just been unable to find him as much as they would like so far through a set and a half.
Block up front. Fort Valley State, though, keeps it alive. Fed the touch, and the pop-up. Round and over. This one is deliberated on and then given to Pepperdine. And is Coach Rather going to challenge? He is. We'll take a look at this one as well. Called a Pepperdine point to make it 23-15. And a 3-0 scoring run for the Waves. There's a lot of action there on the near side.
See the replay. It didn't look like the down official, the R2, called him in the net. So I'm assuming they're saying that when he pushed it out, he hit it into the pin, but it does not look.
Yeah, they changed the point.
Did change the point.
Fort Valley State picks it up.
What it looked like live, but the down official made the call even though it was right in front of the R1 there. So good challenge again there. And a nice job by Gray to find the hand, send it off, and get the point for Fort Valley.
Now, Coach Rather's been a challenge ace today. His third successful challenge. Hardcape off of Fed. Martin tries to save it, but it's a Pepperdine point, and they are closing in on a 2-0 lead here in the regionals in a win-or-go-home situation.
Yeah, Fed digs that thing out, and Keaton Long trying to keep it up there as a dig real tight to the net. Rogers unable to get there, but Long just unable to find somebody, but no matter for Fort Valley there. Pepperdine missing a serve, and Fort Valley gets the side out. Back to the service line here for Keaton Long.
Quick pop, and Coach Rather takes one off of him. He made the call real quick. He knew what the point was. Such a treat to talk to Coach Rather. Obviously, you've had contact with him before. You've crossed paths with him, and just a treat to talk to as Cole Hartkey nails another point down. He has not missed on a swing. He's 8 of 10 as he has set point for the Pepperdine offense.
Yeah, Hartkey just on cue. He's been so good here tonight through almost 2 sets, just playing clean, hitting good shots. You see it there again to give Pepperdine set point in set 2.
And now Coach Rather wants the timeout. So a 23-6 record for Pepperdine, 13-1 in the league. And the first time since 2019, the Waves had at least a share of the regular season title. And they had the most all-conference honors with 9. And won their third straight Freshman of the Year award for the team. This is a program that is looking for that national title again. 5 of them in their program's history. And with the accolades that they racked up, with the win that they had against UCLA, and the 6 losses they've had are all against ranked teams, they feel like they've positioned themselves very well to go deep into this NCAA tournament.
Yeah, they could absolutely win the whole thing. I mean, they've proven that they can beat, what many would call and I think would be agreed upon by most people to be the best team in the country in UCLA, and they can do it from all areas of the court. They can serve it, they can pass it. Obviously, they've got 3 big-time point scorers on the pins, and so they do a lot of really good things, and I think, they can find some rhythm. Certainly, they got to get out of the regional first, but, they are a great team. They position themselves well this season, and you've seen it. They really can handle themselves, and they can beat anybody in the country.
They have set point here to try and take a 2-0 lead in the regionals as Hartkey has one that goes long, but was it touched up front? They say it was. Cole Hartkey remains errorless today and picks up his 9th kill on 11 swings to lead Pepperdine to a 25-18 set 2 win. And they are. Andre Polemaz sends it away to start set 3. Fed to Pancake, points up, and gives the offense a chance. It's sent backwards, but a tool to block successfully from Jeremy Jacob Gray. We talk about Fed's offense all the time, but how about his defense?
Yeah, there, and Polemaz goes right to the off speed, that change-up ball in front of the passers, and Fed just able to get his hand under that one, and a nice job by Jeremy Jacob Gray, who's come in, done a nice job. And in that sub roll on the left side for Fort Valley, finds some hands and gets the tool out of bounds.
So Fed goes defense the first point, tries offense here, but Jacob Riley, the senior from Texas, sets up a Pepperdine point. So if you're looking at the rest of this NCAA Men's Volleyball Championship bracket here in a second, Fed tries to go, Riley the dig, and then the finish home touch on the outside. Ball State has the bye in this regional. Hawaii the bye. USC and Belmont Abbey play tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern time. And it's a Pepperdine point. And then Long Beach State has the bye. They await the winner of Loyola, Chicago, and St. Francis. They play tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern. And in about an hour, UC Irvine and Penn State. That'll be a great matchup. The winner there plays UCLA, the top team in the country, tomorrow at 8 o'clock. So the top 4 seeds in the NCAA tournament, UCLA is 1, Hawaii 2, Long Beach State 3, and Ball State 4. Rogers gives it off to Martin, and the trickle home. Fort Valley State evens it up 2-2.
Yeah, tight set there, but what a job by Martin to kind of stay with it. Sneaks it inside the block of Barnett. He's going to want that one back there. Kind of a trap set, but gets away with it. Fort Valley with a quick side out.
Hard rip from Barnett. The front line holds, though, for Fort Valley State. And Hartke off balance. Fort Valley State, though, gives it off to Fed. The electrifying Conference Player of the Year in back-to-back years. Splashes one in.
A really nice job there by Fort Valley again. Gray kind of gets his out of system chance, sets it up. And you see Fed again just inside the triple block. They've got to get him going here in the third set. Give themselves a chance to compete with this offense from Pepperdine.
Barnett sends it too strong, and Fort Valley State takes a 4-2 lead in set 3. The energy that Fed brought from the very first second of this third set with that pancake on defense and now leading to some offense has helped pick up Fort Valley State, but now that's going to break a little bit of momentum. Pepperdine's challenge. Valley State. And a loud hit. That's Ryan Barnett. AVCA preseason player of the year watch list, hitting .379 on the season. Has 6 kills in this one.
Yeah, and there you see again Fort Valley State staying in there hard on Edie. Leaves it wide open for Barnett, and he buries it for the Waves.
Fed roll shot. Pepperdine accounts for it. And now Fed rips one backwards. And it's off James Edie. Seems like Isaiah Fed has arrived here in this third set.
And again, just inside that block, his ability to hit that cut shot with pace is incredible there. And Edie, the middle after his serve back there and left back, is unable to dig that. And if you're Fort Valley, I'm doing everything I can to get the ball to Isaiah Fed here. He's got a couple kills early in this set, and you'll want to keep feeding the ball to him if you're them.
Then to the net by Rogers.
And this is the rotation they've gone to Fed a ton in the first 2 sets, so we'll see slightly different matchup for Pepperdine here. Hartke was up there in set 2 against them, so we'll see if they go back to him, but no matter. Pepperdine misses the serve and Fed back to the service line.
Well, Pepperdine had 8 service errors in the first set, only 2 in set 3. And now they have 2 already in set, rather 2 in set 2, and now 2 here in set 3. And we're trading service errors. And it's Ryan Barnett, the outside hitter from West Hampton Beach, New York. Played the Team USA 23 team at the Pan American Cup, won a silver medal there. And he's been dominating all season long and picks up his 37th service ace of the season. Hard one to stop. That's a 6-6 score. An adjustment from the front line of Fort Valley State leads to a loud tool of the block. That's Muhammad Empire.
And a great swing here off the block. Gomez all over it, but just unable to turn it back into the court. Fort Valley gets a tool and a kill there.
Arcade launches it. The defense is ready for it. Martin the tap home. And a whistle gives Pepperdine the 7th point to tie it up.
You see Isaiah Fed making some plays back there for Ford Valley on defense. Varian Martin just a little too tight there on that gap set. Takes a swing, ends up in the net, and Pepperdine gets the point on the net error.
Just sneaks over, and Martin delivers. Tavian Martin, the senior from Chandler, Arizona, and a first-team all-conference member, has played well tonight. Long pushes it out. Coach Winder for Pepperdine said that serve and pass has to be strong. This entire regional, it's been our strength this year. Said we haven't been the best passing team, but our service game and defense gives us a chance any night of the week as Fed cracks it long. And we've seen when the service line is benefiting Pepperdine, they're able to win sets easily, but in set 1 where they had those 8 errors, it was back and forth, and that's the same case so far here in set 3.
Yeah, and you talked about it, Coach spoke about it as well, just their difference in how good they can be when they've got everybody serving consistently. And you've seen that in spurts tonight when they've done well, and then obviously when they've run off some errors in a row, then other teams have the ability to stay in with them. So, through 2 sets, obviously up 2-0 here, I think it's got to be a big priority for these guys to really dial it in, try to find some rhythm in this, new environment, different arena. If they're going to finish this one out against Ford Valley, they've got to be in a better position to be a little more consistent from the service line tomorrow night against Ball State.
Out of the back row, Barnett splashes it in.
Good run there by Pulmaz again. Get those 4 attackers going in 4 different zones. A big push forward into the gap, and Barnett rips it.
Rogers for Fed has to fight off the triple block, and then Rogers jumps on top of one and sends it in. And it appeared
a little bit, so certainly playing a little tighter score here in set 3. And as he rotates up here, they tried to get him the ball on that last one. I'd look for them to try to feed him as he goes through the front row again here for the 2nd time in set 3.
It's a 10th service error for Fort Valley State, 14 on the Pepperdine side tonight. Rogers for Fed and rejected up front. They put Noe Mate right in front of Fed to slam the door shut. The freshman middle blocker from Switzerland has 57 blocks in the season.
Yeah, a little underset there. Pepperdine, gets into the triple block and tries to go low seam.
And now they try and go through the double block here. Mate's a part of it. Pepperdine's 10 points away from a sweep and taking on Ball State, who won the MIVA regular season and tournament championship and picked up the host as the number 4 seed in this NCAA tournament. And now Pepperdine has scored 4 of the last 5 points to take a 16-11 advantage.
Yeah, they're just a net error from Fort Valley on the block. Like Isaiah Fed just in there, caught it on the way up. And Cole Hartke now going back to the service line where he's had some success tonight for Pepperdine.
And 2 service aces. This one, he pushes it too strong. And that's the 15th error on Pepperdine's service game. Outside, Barnett taps it off of Barnes. High pass, almost clips the video board. There's Mbai. And Hartke rolls shot off the front line. And Cole Hartke, 12 kills, 18 attacks, and hitting over 650 with 0 errors tonight. That's why he leads the country in kills percent. He just does not make errors.
Yeah, really nice job there, too. A little bit out of rhythm. Looked like that ball was set just a little bit higher than he thought it was going to be on that D ball, and still hits it high, doesn't come down. And it goes a little off speed, but finds the edge of the block, not expecting him to go off speed there, and he gets the kill.
Tap home by Fort Valley State gives them the point. It's only the second all-time meeting between Pepperdine and Fort Valley State. Pepperdine won that one 3-0 at home. And this Waves team is 8 points away from a sweep and moving on in this NCAA tournament. Gomez stopped up front. Right back to Gomez. He doesn't miss this opportunity.
Nice rip there by Gomez, cross court. He's done it a couple times tonight, finding the seam in that block and making sure he doesn't give Fort Valley a chance to get the dig. So Pepperdine extends this lead to 5 again in set 3.
And Aiden Toon, the junior from Hawaii, on the service line. Rogers, outside touch there from Long. High pass, outside, Gomez, shut down. Tavian Martin leads the charge.
Gomez there tries to go inside that block again with the cut shot, just a little inside to where he wanted to get it. Martin does a nice job of staying inside on that block, sends it back.
Hartke, once more, semifinalist for National Player of the Year. He leads all semifinalists in kills per set and points per set. Tucker, 13 kills tonight on 19 swings. You have to figure he'll be in that final discussion for National Player of the Year.
Right about on his average right now, and certainly he will be.
They're trying to turn defense to offense, and Gomez does exactly that with a roll shot.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's 3 guys that are probably locked into that if you're looking at the last 4. And I think he's certainly one of those guys. So he has been, as advertised, a little better here tonight. Pepperdine's going to need him again. We talked about it earlier. These guys are positioned to be able to make a run, win a national championship. It'll be on the back of that guy along with some others, but he has been really good here tonight. If you're Coach Witter, you got to feel good about what Hartke's done, as they look to finish this set for the sweep and into their matchup tomorrow against Ball State to have a chance to go to the Final Four.
Tip drill. Fort Valley State keeps it alive. Can Fed win the joust? He cannot, as Gomez, the freshman of the year in the MPSF, delivers again. Gomez has 10 kills now on 15 swings, hitting .467. So Hartke's commanded a ton of attention, but the volume really has been Gomez and Barnett paired with Hartke. Those 3 have 16, 15, and 20 swings respectively. Nobody else has more than 3 for Pepperdine.
Yeah, and not surprising. I mean, that's what makes it so difficult. You've got a right side who, can score in high volume efficiently, and Hartke, defensively, you have to put so much work into defending him, and so oftentimes that frees up the rest of your attackers. We had it mostly loaded by the time we got down there, so but we get it out and put it down and pick it up every match in the fall for the women. So it's some work, but certainly worth it. We love having it. It's a great surface to play on. Excited they were able to bring that down here, be able to set it up, give these guys an opportunity to play on it.
Ball State football team lent its trailer to help bring down the Terraflex. Good teamwork there from everybody in Muncie and here in Noblesville. Pepperdine goes outside to Grant Lamore, the freshman outside from Clemens, North Carolina. 111 kills for him. He just checked in and has his first touch of the day, drop for a point. 23-16, set 3. Pepperdine a couple of points away from moving on to this regional matchup. A strike from Mbai, and it's in.
Mbai with another nice swing. I think it's 3 kills for him this set, and Warren Valley hanging in there, finding a way to continue to side out, give themselves some chances here late in set 3.
And it's now match point for Pepperdine. A team that has national championship aspirations. Took the first 2 sets up 24-17. And 1 point away from being one of the last 8 teams standing, with a chance to go to the Final Four with a win tomorrow. And that is it. Cole Hartke, who's dominated all season long, up for Player of the Year in the country, finishes this match.